What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the fifth episode of the eighth round. I got my boy Tyrell Smith on here. We're going to be talking about a little life after football stuff, reminisce a little bit on some Virginia Tech football, and then we're just going to kind of talk it up for about 40 minutes here, and then we'll kind of really dive into college football and what he's doing now with Rutgers. But Tyrell, bro, aka Juice, appreciate you coming on, bro.
My God, man, I appreciate you letting me come on the show and everything like that. I've seen the success you've had in the league, now on the podcast. So, an honor to be here with my guy.
Oh my gosh, bro. It's crazy. Like it feels like that picture, after the Pinstripe Bowl when we were like sitting there like crying, man. It was emotional, right? Because it was like coming to an end for us, at Virginia Tech. And it seems like that has been like 4 years now or 3 years now, bro. It seemed like it's forever ago. But
Like,
I remember it like it was yesterday, you know what I mean?
we obviously went through that whole season. We had the ups and the downs, had some success. Made to the Pinstripe Bowl. We know Coach Fu is out in a few weeks, basically, or he was
Mhm.
already out.
Yeah, he was already fired.
Coach Price was he was leading the deal, and then go to the bowl game and get whooped by Maryland. Like we couldn't do anything as a team, offensively, defensively. On special teams, we let up a punt return, lose by freaking 45, and then it's my last game of my career. I'm crying my eyes out after the game, crying my eyes out. All I can remember, Coach Hilgard grabs us, freaking Whit Babcock's like, oh, come on, guys, get off. I'm like, damn, like this is how we're going out. Like it was rough, but those times at Tech, man, unmatched.
No, I'm sure it was on like I'm sure it was tough for you to like walk off that field for the last time because I mean you were at Virginia Tech basically a decade, 10-year Letterman. You're the only person in NCAA history to ever play 10 years in college football.
How long, bro? How long?
10 years.
I hate you, bro. Something like that.
Bro, no, it was crazy. So basically, what did you do? You played six, and then you coached us for the spring as a strength coach and came back for your seventh year, which was crazy because you just tried to you basically finessed like the coaches. Like you skipped the winter workouts, you skipped the spring ball, like you were on like that vet plan, just come into camp, do your thing, play in the season, like missed all the hard work, bro.
Did I
But you
finesse or was I like actually done?
I don't think you were done. I don't think you were ever done. And
That's
you
the
obviously weren't because you came back.
that's the thing people never know. I keep that shush shush.
Yeah,
The world may never know.
sure. The coaches know, bro. Don't even worry about it. So
Yeah, call Vice up.
yeah, I'll call VV and see what he thinks. All right. So you played 7 years, right? Seven,
Seven.
7 years. So you play 7 years in college. All right. So we talked about the Pinstripe Bowl, like obviously super emotional loss, like this is how like basically your playing days end, right? So
Mhm.
from there, what was like the transition like? Because you went to the Commanders, right? Didn't you
Yeah.
didn't you start with
So I finished at Tech, and then like most people, like I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. So I stuck with staying in football. I worked with the Commanders for a short period of time in ticket sales, and I'm not gonna lie, I hated my life. Like it's not for me. A lot of people
right?
have success in that life, but that just wasn't me. So I left the Commanders, went to Rutgers. One of my offensive coordinator in high school, he's a safety coach here now. He was able to put me in a position um, to work here, so I did that for close to a year, and then I was just ready to bump up in my career. So Coach Hilgard, who we had at Tech,
Yep.
he position at Boise State. So went out there to Idaho. That was a transition and a half, but was there with Jalen Reed, Brad Minter, Coach Hilgard, obviously.
Right.
Loved I'm there, and then Rutgers actually called back. They offered me a great position. Said they needed me to come back and everything like that. So being back home was an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
No, for sure. And like, I remember when you were with the Commanders, you had told me you're like, dude, I hate it. Like it's literally like miserable. I guess you were like you said, like I think I remember you saying like, yo, I'm just like in a cubicle, like making calls all day. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's not for you. So then when you went to Rutgers, and then it seemed like you were there for a little bit, and then boom, like Boise, like being a strength coach was like the perfect fit for you. So like I want to talk about like your time in Boise specifically. Like, what was it like going from, because you had already kind of did it, like we said, when you finessed the coaches at VT that spring. So,
Yeah,
what was it like going from being like a player basically to a strength coach, and like how you know what I mean? Like, how
yeah,
did you
exactly.
view the weight room and all that different stuff, being on the other side of it, I guess.
So when I was at Tech, I had a decent amount of success in the weight room. You know what I'm saying? In Coach Hilgard's program.
Strong, bro. He was strong as shit, bro. I gotta make sure we put it in there. We gotta show like the before and after pictures of my man Juice, bro,
Yo,
because
speaking of,
he was freaking ripped, bro.
Hilgard still uses that in his presentation to this day.
I'm
But
sure he does. It was a crazy, bro. It's crazy.
so
You got the big ass eyes. You're like,
bro, I used to live for those days. Those were fun. But so being in his program for 6 years at Tech, obviously learned that pretty well. Was able to go through everything. Had some success in that with the hard hat and everything like that.
right,
So when the opportunity came up for me to join his staff at Boise State, it was like a no-brainer because, like I said, Mint and Reed were there. I knew them, we're close with them, and then obviously Hilgard was the guy that mentored me in a way, kind of taught me the way to do things at Tech. So
right.
got to Boise and just had to learn the other side of things because obviously we know how to power clean, not a squat and everything like that, but it's teaching four groups in a row. It's teaching up technique and things like that. So those are the
Hmm.
sides that I didn't know to start, but as time went on, being with those guys who were geniuses, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
taught me a lot.
No, I feel like our time at VT, like, bro, we had probably the best strength staff. Like, it felt like I say best strength staff in the country just because, like, we had, Crosby, Hilgard, Big Shoe, Mint, Reed. Like, dude, we had it all covered from recovery to the speed work to the strength work to the
Yes,
Olympic
bro.
movements. Like, we had a person that was basically like, like Schumann's your big strongman guy. Crosby was your speed and Olympic. Hilgard pretty much ran it. Reed and Minner are good at everything. You know what I mean? It's like
Exactly, exactly. It worked out well. It was a perfect fit. Uh, Shout out my dog Crosby, man. That man, Crosby and Shoe, like those two were OGs. Like I wish
100%.
I wish I could spend more time with them, but all that whole group as a whole, like shout out to them. Those are good ass dudes.
No, I'm sure. So you talk about basically, you already kind of knew what the program was like because you had done it as a player. So now it was more of like the coaching side of things. So like, how was your guys's like, I guess, what was your like day to day like? So like, basically, let's talk about like spring, like in the off season. So just kind of take me through like what your day would be like. When would you wake up, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, it was for the most part we always had to be in the office by 6. So it'd be like a 5 o'clock wake up,
Mm-hmm.
kind of get going, get to the facility, and then all the players normally at Boise had to be in by 7. So they get in at 7, they'd have breakfast and everything like that. Then they go up to we have like a team meeting, and then they'll break into positions. After that, they'll come down into the weight room. We had something called activation, where they basically prime their bodies before they get out to the field. Get out to activation, do activation in the weight room, go out to practice. Obviously, spring ball practices get 15 of those, so those get pretty heated and everything like that because guys are trying to compete for a spot.
Earn that
Uh,
job.
exactly, because that's what the spring is mainly for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Making it for yourself. Go through spring ball practice. They come in. We do recovery after, and then that's when recovery's done. Then the meatheads get to lift. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
all the sleeveless shirts, the techno music. That's when that got going. But that was then we have a staff meeting obviously, but that was a normal day in the spring at Boise.
No, that's sick, dude. Like, I always like, even like I said before, like when you were at VT, like, whatever your super senior year when you were working, like I always felt like a strength coach was like the perfect fit. And like we talked about, like how you transitioned your body in those like before and after pictures are crazy. And then like
Yeah,
that kind of like leads into like the next part of it. So like people always talk about like linemen like lose like a ton of weight after they play, right? So like,
yeah.
and like the last time I saw a picture of you, like, dude, I don't know how much you had lost, but you had leaned up even more and like you were still like, jacked. Like, so like, how was that like, I guess, like, what was your thought process and like what did you focus on once you finished football, like just diet wise in terms of, basically like losing weight, leaning up? Because I see like people like post about like Joe Thomas lost like whatever it was,
He
like
looks
50,
crazy,
60
bro.
pounds, like instantly, like within 2, 3 months, and he was doing like intermittent fasting or whatever. So like, what was it
Exactly.
like for you?
I mean, you know what it was like at Tech. We're just constantly eating nonstop.
Hmm.
Even before you're eating just to keep the weight on. I was a person that struggled sometimes to gain weight, so I was constantly eating. So once my time at Tech got done, like I said, I love the weight room. So when my time at Tech was done, I just said, all right, you can still eat, enjoy yourself. Like I'm still O lineman at heart, but we got to
Right.
cut back the calories at some point. You know what I'm saying? So I just ate less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still got quality meals and everything like that, but started doing a little more cardio because when you're playing O line, like we don't do much running. Like we
Right.
run our off season workouts and everything like that, but outside of that, we're not doing going on a long run outside or just a walk for fun for distance. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I picked up on different activities like that, and it paid off a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's funny because on like the Apple Watch, we had like shared the activity. Like,
Yeah,
so I'll be like sitting on the couch, like chilling, and it'll just be like Tyrell Smith finished a 13-mile walk. I'm like, dude, what are you doing right
bro.
now?
Like those are the things like I had to do, bro. I was like, because you don't if you don't move around, the weight's gonna stay on, and
Right.
like I love being an O lineman and everything like that. But now that I'm not playing anymore, what's the point of being 300 pounds? You know what I mean?
No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. All right, bro. So now we're moving on to you at Rutgers. So tell me what your like, I guess, official title at Rutgers is right now.
Co-director of player development.
Money, money. Can't hide it. Can't hide it.
All
All
right,
right.
but
So like, what does that, I guess, entail? Like, what all do you do?
yeah, so player development here at Rutgers, myself and a guy, Jeff, we run the department. We have some assistants under us that kind of help out in all aspects of football, mainly recruiting, a slight bit of academics, and mainly recruiting academics in the football side of things. So like
Right.
some of the assistants, they'll help out at practice, they'll signal, they'll do certain things like that. But they also help out academically, like they'll go to class checks, do study hall. So
You're a class checker?
no, luckily,
Okay, I was about to say, bro, come
you
on
know,
now.
like
We used to be ducking the class checkers
try
now.
not try not to be the feds, but so just different things like that. And then uh, we have the responsibility of the whole team. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
uh, some of the guys may get thrown in different directions, but it's kind of all hands on deck for all the departments in football. So it helps having the guys, the assistants who kind of run around, but also Jeff and I, we make sure that we're in it too to make sure like the stuff gets done.
Right. So do you do any type of recruiting or no?
Yeah, I do a lot of recruiting. We have obviously, like any other program, we got a ton of guys that we're high on that are higher on us as well. So talking to them, getting them here on campus, touring them around, FaceTime calls, text messages, the whole
Right.
deal.
Got you. So being on the other side of recruiting now, as like, a guy that got recruited out of high school to now being the recruiter, like I know we've talked about this before, like, when we call each other or whatever, but like what is it like now, like being on the staff side with NIL, and like how difficult is it to like recruit being like, all right, Rutgers in the Big Ten, obviously you got like big spenders like Ohio State, Michigan. Like, is it tough to compete versus like those schools? Do you even try to go for kids that already have an offer from there? Or like, what is it like with NIL now? Like, how does that factor like Rutgers recruiting, I guess?
So luckily we have a department here directly that they only deal with NIL. You know what I'm saying? So when that
Mhm.
comes our way, when that comes my way, um, I know that he'll already have a meeting set up with our NIL guy. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
uh, I don't really deal with the talking about NIL because I know like our guy is going to take care of it kind of thing. But in
Hmm.
terms of if they have an Ohio State or Michigan or whatever the case, Penn State also like that doesn't push us away. Like Coach Ciano, he has a vision here that we all believe in, and we're gonna get it done. So we're not we're not afraid of those guys or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
uh,
So I guess like what is it that I'm not asking for like specifics on what he's trying to sell the kids on, but I guess like what is it that would, is it playing time, like different things, like what is it that you could sell the kid on, like, all right, if all's equal, let's just say Ohio State is like 1.1 million and Rutgers is 1 million, like they offered you, right? Like what is it that, you guys try to do to influence guys to go to Rutgers over Ohio State?
I mean, the thing that Coach Yano is huge on here is our culture. You'll see it. We kind of post it everywhere. Family trust chop. So obviously, they have very deep meanings that I'm not going to get into. But our culture is a thing that we live by, and he sets it, and everyone has to live to it. So we don't want to bring
Right.
in a guy who's not going to fit because he's a better player. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we want all the best players that are our kind of guys to come into our program, but
Mm-hmm.
we have certain criteria that we're looking for, and those are the guys that we're going out to get, regardless of ranking and things like that. But obviously, we're bringing in all the talent.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. And like I felt like the Big Ten has always had more money than like other conferences outside.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess outside of the SEC, but like the Big Ten's always had, big booster involvement and all that. But
no doubt.
like so I guess like leading into it, like I don't know, I'm assuming you saw like the whole like Caden Proctor situation with the guy that went from Bama to Iowa back to Bama now.
Yeah.
Has anything like that ever happened at Rutgers?
Not in my time here. I've heard some stories of where we've had guys commit and they kind of back out and go elsewhere. So I think it's just with this day and age and the kids being so invested on the NIL and things like that. Like they say they're in, and then they see something bright and go fetch it over there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
um,
so like, but you said like a kid's committed and then he backs out, right? So like, you don't give him his NIL until he's on campus, right? Or do you give
yeah,
it to him?
no, they gotta like once we get here, once they get here and everything like that is when stuff can get rolling. Before, no, like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because I mean, like, to be honest with you, bro, like, I don't really fault the guy. Like, I mean, he enters the portal, Iowa pays him whatever they paid him, probably a lot. And like I mean, he knew the whole time he was probably going to go back to Bama. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I don't really fault him. You know what I mean? Like as a college, it's shitty because like you say you're coming back home, and then you just dip out before like spring ball even ends. It's like obviously he did it for the money, but like at the same time, it's like you can't hate him. You know what I
That's
mean? Like
right.
you can't. I mean, Iowa can't. Like Iowa fans are gonna hate him, but like as like
Mhm.
a neutral, unbiased perspective, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of unethical, I guess, but like you can't hate him because they paid him. You know what I mean? It's like
as
it's your
as a
money,
former
dude.
as a former player, I understand it, but now that I'm on the other side of things, like it's kind of it's annoying, you know what I'm saying? But
It is annoying, yeah.
it's the day and age that we're living in, and we kind of have to play. That's a factor in how we kind of recruit guys. And if we see a guy is all about, if I have 20 offers, he's just loving all the attention. Like
Right.
maybe not what we're exactly looking for, because maybe he's just trying to go to the biggest name. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So there's
No,
different
and no,
there's different giveaways. Yeah,
I'm with you too, because like I remember being in high school, it was like you could just tell like if a kid has a bunch of offers, but he's not like necessarily like really dominant, like obviously school's seen something in him, and it's just like everything, like one school offers, the next one offers, you know what I mean? It just kind of
yeah,
racks up from there. So then
exactly.
it's like he's really just going after the attention more than like, all right, what's the best fit for me? So I guess it's the same way now, just with money involved, but it's like I don't know, dude. Like I feel like this situation, like the Proctor situation was like the first one I guess that I've seen where I guess besides like Quinn Ewers, but like he was there at least a whole year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like bro
great.
was only there like 2 months and then was like, appreciate the money, I'm out. Like and went right back to the school he was, originally at. So it's like, and then my whole problem with it is like, you know me, I'm gonna talk about how I had to sit out. Like, bro didn't
You,
have to sit out.
bro,
Like,
that's the thing. Like now they can, it's can transfer whenever, like, and not have any repercussions or anything like that. So that's a rule that I mean I'm in favor of because it helps us. Like we got some
right.
transfers that are solid players and everything like that. So um, I'm for it in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
No, I mean, I agree, but I think it should be like a one-time thing. Like, bro, you can't be
A one time, a one
Yeah,
time
you
change.
can like think about it. He could do that every offseason if he really wanted to, and I'm sure a school would pay him every offseason. Like,
That that is true. The thing when I think about that is like if a kid's doing that, I don't know if he's gonna have a shot at the next level because if you're leaving Virginia Tech to go to Rutgers to go to Miami, whatever the case is, you're leaving all these different places. Like maybe look at yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
at some point you got to take some sort of accountability because there's no way all these coaches are screwing you over like we hear all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like at some
No,
point,
I
look in the
agree. I agree, bro. And like I remember when I went to the Shrine Bowl and I had a couple interviews at like after the pro day, like especially though at the Shrine Bowl, because we had like sit down formal interviews, like bro, they grilled me on why I left Coastal to go to VT,
yeah. And
and
you would think
it was
obvious.
public information, and it
Exactly.
was literally out there everywhere, and they grilled me on it, and I'm like, I had to tell that story probably 20 different times, and I'm like, bro, y'all can just Google Brock Hoffman transfer, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
so I 100% agree with you. If he's gonna do that every offseason, it's like, bro, teams are gonna look at you and be like, nah, like we don't really want you. Like, cause it's just
Exactly.
like, even if I mean, obviously he's a really good player, but like, dude, come on, bro. Like, if he does it any more than like this time, like it's like, all right, bro, like, come on. Like,
Something's
e-
going
e-
on.
exactly. And like Bama's obviously paying him too. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
So that's just what we're living in now.
no, I'm with you, bro. So, all right, bro, we're gonna kind of transition to just some like extra questions I got for you. So do you still keep up with Virginia Tech football now that you're with Rutgers or no? Like, what is that like?
I mean, like, I'm always going to be a Hokie. You know what I'm saying? I played there. I
Hmm.
spent 7 years there. Um, but I kind of do my own thing now. What's going to be crazy, I'll be honest, we play Tech
That's what I
this
was
year.
about to ask because I remember because you were with Boise this past season, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and I remember VT went up to Rutgers. Rutgers goes down to VT this year.
We go down to Tech. So, like,
Ooh,
that's
Juice
going
is
to be,
coming home, Hokie fans.
bro, like, oh my goodness. When I saw that, when I took the job, like, I looked at the schedule. I saw September 21st at Lane Stadium. And I
Mm,
smiled because for a lot of reasons, you know what I'm saying?
mm.
Like next opponent on the schedule, but you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one.
Little inner Sandman. Hopefully it's a night game. Juice is gonna have some memories come up, bro. We're gonna be like,
Other than that,
yes,
man,
sir.
see what I got on.
Oh, come
See what
on.
I got on.
I don't know if your boys are gonna be ready, bro. It's different down there. You know it's different.
You know what I'm saying? Come the time, we'll be ready to go. That's about all I can say.
I like the Hokies, man. I'm gonna like the Hokies on that one. I think they're gonna be good this year, bro, to be honest with you. I think they're gonna be a lot better than they were last year.
Um, I mean, I'll
They can't get
remember.
much worse. I mean, we haven't been like necessarily great, you know what I mean? So it's like
All I can speak on is my time there. I'm not. When I left, I can't really comment on that. But when we were there, you know, we had our ups and our downs. But it'll be good to go back to Lane and handle business.
I'm not gonna lie, this may be like a really like hot take, bro, but we should have at least won an ACC championship when we were there. At least
All right.
one.
Which year do you think we had the best team?
Mm. Bro, offensively, 2020, we were
If
really
if
good.
COVID didn't happen
If
2020,
COVID didn't happen 2020, I think we win the ACC. I
because
think we go,
people aren't sitting out, and bro, oh my gosh, things would have been a lot different. I agree with you 100%
bro.
because we had
I agree.
talent. We had talent.
I thought the 2019 team was good. I wasn't
That
on, I didn't play, but I think you throw me in there. Like, I think we're,
look what we were able to do in 2019, bro. Like
yeah,
we beat UVA that year. We're going to the Orange Bowl. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? That's a good season, but like instead you lose to UVA, you lose to Kentucky, then like it kind of changes the
yeah,
momentum of everything. And
exactly.
I was like, I guess you could say the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Dude, if COVID doesn't happen, I really do think we win the ACC, bro. I
Bro,
really
we
do.
had a team, bro. Like
We
if
had
you
a
just go through,
squad.
you go through that roster and see like NFL names, NFL names, NFL names, like left and right, and like not everyone made it to the league, but the dudes who didn't were still big time
Still
ballers.
good players, bro. Yeah. I don't
Like
know, man.
I don't know. We can have this. I'd always have this conversation for the rest of my life. Like
Dude, I was talking with somebody because I was talking with my buddy last night and we were talking about the West Virginia game. And I think you got hurt that game, right? Or no? Silas
uh,
got hurt? But
yeah, yeah.
I think
Some
Silas got hurt. Somebody got hurt. But dude, it literally brought back like nightmares of like on the 4 yard line with 4 downs to get in the end zone to win the game. We couldn't do it. It was like
that place will stick with me for a long time.
that one haunts you.
That one haunts me. It's shout out to their fans because that place is loud. It was
Bro,
loud, hot as
so
hell.
loud,
I,
hot.
I don't know what they have about their turf in Morgantown, West Virginia. Hot as hell. The fans loud as like some of the loudest I've ever been.
And they like remember our hotel? Our hotel was an
The
absolute shit
worst thing
show.
ever,
An absolute shit show.
bro.
Like I
Literally,
showed people the video that I took, like all the bed sheets were ripped out, the AC unit was ripped out, like they had mixed and matched the keys, like it
bro.
was
It
an
was.
absolute shit show.
I remember we get to the hotel and they said someone walked. I think Tyrell walked into a room and had like a whole family in there already.
Yeah.
There was other dudes with like stuff in the toilet and everything like that. We're like, bro, they set us up because we get to the hotel and they're all wearing West Virginia stuff.
Oh, it was 100% a setup. You can't tell me that was accidental. Like, bro,
Bro, like,
and then we get there, we're in a locker room that's no bigger than this room I'm in right now, and then it's hot. It was so freaking hot, bro. That I remember literally sitting there, like as we're about to walk out for the captains, and like you can see the turf, and it's just like the little heat waves going across
bro,
it, bro. It was
you would have
miserable.
thought like we were deep in Texas in August. Like, I never, like, I knew it was early September, but like Morgantown, West Virginia, I didn't think it was gonna be that damn hot. Like, dude's cleats were damn near melted. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I'm with you, bro. That was rough. Another game that we can bring up too is Notre Dame up 8 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter and
that same year,
lose.
that same
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, we had a team, we had talent, but like we just weren't able to put it together. Like, oh my gosh, like so many games that year that we lost. We freaking
Mhm.
lost to Syracuse at home.
Yeah, off a Hail Mary. And then
Oh,
we still had a chance to win it because there was like 14 seconds. I remember Braxton throws it to midfield, and then we had a chance in the end zone. It was like,
bro, like we did some things that year that like okay, we can be a team. The other times, like, bro, what are we doing? Like, we got to
bro,
put this together,
but you flip like 2 or 3 of those games. We're a 9-win team.
bro.
Like,
Because they were. I remember they were all within 7 points or like a field goal, bro. Like,
yeah, there was like
it's not
4 or 5 games that was like that. Like we only
it's
got
not like
destroyed once, I think. I don't even remember.
exact. We weren't getting blown out by anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like we were in
Except
these games.
Maryland. Except Maryland.
Well, that's a little
That doesn't
different.
really count though, because we had like 11 guys sit out, and I walk out for the warm-ups and I see their fullback is the size of our starting nose guard because everybody's sitting out. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna be in for one.
Oh, that was a rough one, bro. Like I don't know if we were that far off or if Maryland was that good. Like it was because like everyone sat out, but like that was a bad performance. Like and I was
It
part of
was
it, so I
rough.
can't. It's not like I'm talking shit, but like I was a part of it, and it was bad.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna ask you this. This will be the last question I got for you, but it's my favorite memory. I don't know if it's yours, but I'm gonna ask you, what is your favorite memory from VT football? And for me, it was the Virginia Tech game our last year, or Virginia game our last year.
Easily, 100%.
Dude,
That came
me
right
and you
away.
both got pictures of us planting the flag in their
Yo,
stadium.
nothing more. I speak about this all the time. Nothing more disrespectful than your biggest rival beating
Hmm.
you on your own field, not once but twice. We're going crazy, whoo, with the VT flag and
Yep.
in the middle of their field. Like I don't care if we would have lost by 100 points at Lane to UVA and they tried it. Like
That's
we're
not
fighting.
happening, bro. That
It's
is
not.
not happening.
Swear to God, it's not happening. Like we would have fought. We would have got suspended for the ball. I don't care.
Yeah,
UVA,
100%.
I have no love for it at all. So nothing like that was happening at Lane. And then in some of the pictures, you could see like the UVA players were still on the field. and they allowed it. So
Just
like,
watching that shit happen, I'm like, bro.
bro, your biggest rival, you just lost and disrespecting your field, and they allowed it. So that's how I feel about them. Like, you know how I feel about them,
Oh,
bro. So
100%. Not an ounce of, mercy or love to them at all. Also,
hell no.
dude, like the 2020 UVA game was kind of electric because like, they
No
had
one,
beat us they had beat us the
yeah,
year before, broke the streak. No one was there, and then we beat them. And then there's just an absolute brawl at the end of it. Like, dude, it was honestly
I think
electric, bro.
I think we go to take a knee to end the game. I think it might have started with Drake. I think
Drake and number 7, I think it was the like outside linebacker
yeah, yeah,
DN
yeah.
guy.
And they're getting into it. Then everyone joined, and you couldn't tell us anything. Like
Not a
here,
thing.
here y'all go again losing. You know what I'm saying? So we're going crazy, and they're trying to talk, but they're not about it. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
they're
Like
not about it. If anybody that goes to Virginia, it's like, dude, you're so soft.
I'm
There was,
telling
there
you,
was nothing. Honestly, those two games are like the peak of my VT football memories, especially that 2021, because like we beat them, we get in the fight, then we go back to the locker room and have ourselves a damn good time, bro.
yo, I forgot about the locker room. I still got some videos of the locker room. Like there's some stuff that happened in that locker room that if it got out wouldn't be. But man, I'm telling you, bro,
Mm-hmm.
that locker room was turned.
The
Remember
cigars, bro, the
the
cup being passed
the
around,
cup
like,
being passed around. You remember Tierlink? Link had
yeah,
on Santa costume.
yeah,
Yo,
bro.
like I don't know where he pulled that out from. Link comes from the coach's locker room to our locker room in the Santa costume, and we turn up, bro. Like that was a good time.
Bro, no, those are some great memories, dude, for sure.
Oh yeah,
But
the good old days.
100%. But dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. Like, I thought it was a perfect fit, just like to talk about basically life after football,
Yeah,
transition into, now you're in your career and you're still part of the game, which I think is awesome. I think it's the perfect fit for you because, like, bro, you played college ball for 7 years. Like, you can't just walk away from it. You know what I mean? So
100%.
keep doing your thing, brother. I'm proud of you. I love you, dog, and
My guy,
appreciate you coming on, dude.
love you for life, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yes, sir, brother. All right, bro. I'll holler at you.
All right, you be good.
Go Cowboys. Yes, sir.